10 negative effects of divorce on children and how to make them better. Imagine being a kid stuck in the middle of a big storm when your parents' marriage falls apart. Everything feels upside down, but don't worry, because in the chaos, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Join us as we uncover the secret struggles divorce brings to kids and share some super helpful ways to help them sail through the storm with a smile. Divorce can be really tough for families, especially for kids. It's hard for them to understand why it's happening. A study reveals that in the US, the daughters of divorced parents have a higher divorce rate of 60% than 35% for sons. However, even after divorce, you can work with your better half to ensure that the end of your marriage does not impact your children. Sometimes parents don't realize how divorce can make their kids feel. It's important for parents to think about how divorce might affect their children in the long run. In this video, we'll talk about the problems kids might have when their parents get divorced, and we'll share some great ways to help kids feel better. Short-term effects of divorce on kids: feeling nervous and scared. When parents argue a lot during a divorce, it can make kids feel really scared and worried. They might even be afraid of being left alone or something bad happening to someone they love. This can make it hard for them to do well in school or enjoy doing things they used to love. Feeling stressed out. Kids might think it's their fault that their parents are getting divorced. This can make them feel really stressed and worried. They might even have nightmares or bad thoughts. Being moody and irritable. Sometimes kids might get really grumpy and moody, even with their friends and family. Some kids might even stop talking to others and want to be by themselves. Feeling really sad. Divorce can make kids feel really sad and down. Feeling confused and upset. Kids might have a bunch of mixed up feelings like anger, worrying, and sadness. This can make them feel really overwhelmed and want to talk about their feelings with someone they trust. Feeling lost and alone. Kids might feel like they don't have anyone to turn to for help, especially if they only live with one parent. This can make them feel even worse. These short-term effects of divorce can make it hard for kids to grow up happy and healthy, but there are things parents can do to help them feel better. Long-term effects of divorce on children. When parents argue and split up, it can really mess with a child's mind. Their brains are still growing, so they're easily affected by what's going on around them. Here are some long-term effects of divorce on children: behavior and making friends. Kids whose parents split up are more likely to act out and be aggressive. They might lose their temper quickly and even hurt others. As they grow up, this behavior could get worse and they might have trouble fitting in with others. Problems with love. Watching their parents' marriage fall apart can make kids doubt if love really lasts. They might have a hard time trusting others and working out problems in relationships. When they grow up, they might start relationships with a negative attitude. It can be tough for them to fit in socially, especially if they feel like one parent is keeping them away from the other. Risk of drinking and drugs. Teens whose parents divorced are more likely to turn to drugs and alcohol to deal with their feelings. Even though it's not just because of the divorce, the chances of them trying drugs are higher. Using drugs for a long time can really hurt their health. Feeling sad. Divorce can make kids really sad and down. It can even make them depressed and want to stay away from other people. This can affect how they feel about themselves and their future. Struggling in school. When parents split up, it can mess with a kid's focus at school. Their grades might drop and they might find it hard to learn. This can make it tough for them to get good jobs when they grow up, which might mean they struggle with money later on. Divorce can really mess with a kid's mind and body, but sometimes it's better than having parents who fight all the time. It's important for parents to remember that single-parent families, more and more families are being raised by just one parent. In the US, about 23% of kids under 18 live with just one parent, either their mom or dad. The number of single-parent families has been going up over the years, and there are more families with just a mom than just a dad.